What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic today. Now, today we're going to be checking out some Call of Duty Black Ops 1 footage over, obviously, today's Battlefield commentary. I gotta say, with all my free time recently, Black Ops 1, along with a lot of other old school titles, have been just absolutely phenomenal. And I always hear the same thing, JB, it's just nostalgia. It's getting to you, you don't remember these games back in their prime, back in the past, and I do. They're still a little obnoxious, a little toxic here and there when you're running into these lobbies. You will find some individuals who are still holding on to those, old school styled metas. But when you do finally find a lobby with players who are respecting, the game itself and want to play it how it should be played, it truly shows how bad in a direction Call of Duty is heading nowadays compared to what we had in the past. I mean, honestly, I know it's very simplistic. There's no slide canceling. You have, dolphin diving a little bit, which is actually rumored to be coming into the next Call of Duty game. But other than that, the movement is much slower. You don't have tac sprint. Everything is much more simplified. But it feels 10 times faster and more entertaining than all of these more modern-style COD games that are coming out nowadays. I don't really understand, to be honest with you. And like I said, it's not nostalgia because I play these games all the time. They just knew exactly what they were doing when they were making these old-school classic bangers. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's just get straight into the commentary today. Now, I've seen a lot of stuff circulating around the community when it comes to Battlefield. And it's not just about Battlefield 2042. I think pretty much everybody here understand, at least on my channel, I'm pretty positive across, all of the internet and on multiple other channels as well. Pretty positive everybody understands Battlefield 2042 probably doesn't have a really good future for it, right? They could do as much as they want to try to perfect off this game and make it a more playable Battlefield title for the whole community, but I don't think the community will accept this game. It's going to need pretty much a complete overhaul, and I'm pretty darn positive that EA doesn't even have that many people working on the game anymore. I guarantee it's like a skeleton crew working on this project at the moment. I mean, truly, if they had as many developers as they did day one when they were talking about stripping people off of their own games, like the Need for Speed developers and stuff like that, and ending Battlefield 5's life cycle, and Star Wars Battlefront 2, if they had all of the people working on these games still working on Battlefield 2042, they would have not had to postpone Season 1. They postponed it because they don't have enough people working on it. So I think we all can agree that Battlefield 2042, it's chalked. But right now in the community, it's a pretty hot topic about, well, we know Battlefield 2042 is chalked, but what about the franchise? Is the future of this game going to, be successful again? Or has Battlefield 2042 marked pretty much the end of the whole series as we know it? Now, like I said, I have been seeing multiple posts across the internet, Reddit, Twitter. Here's an example right here by Modern Warzone. He put out a question here saying, serious question, do you think Battlefield 2042 killed the franchise, or can they recover? And just like with every other post that I've seen on the internet, pretty much every single person thinks the game is done for. That EA, no way, shape, or form, has any, intentions of working on a future Battlefield game. I even went ahead and put out a post myself here not too long ago. Now, keep in mind, I make my videos all the day before, so by the time you guys check out this post, it's going to be a lot different. But, about close to an hour after I put this up, 710 votes here. 7% saying yes, 44% saying maybe, and 49% saying no. Very obvious, push here. I mean, maybe to no section. More than likely, the majority of the people who picked maybe are leaning more towards no. The emphasis here is that yes only got 7%. Nobody in the universe thinks that, Battlefield will be able to redeem themselves or even bring back another Battlefield game into the franchise. Now, you all know I understand. If anybody understands, I understand your frustration towards this game. Shoot, I rant about it pretty much every single day. Trust me, I get it. But we have to look at it from a very realistic viewpoint here. We are currently looking at it from, the negative viewpoint. We can all agree Battlefield 2042 launched horribly, but it launched horribly for the community. I personally don't see any reason for EA to, just toss Battlefield into the trash. It did absolutely nothing wrong in their eyes, and they could give two craps about the community. It might be a hot dumpster fire right now to the developers who are, a part of the skeleton crew working on Battlefield 2042. But at EA, they're not focused on that. They're focused on the money amount. And this game, if you look at it now, like I said, they have a skeleton crew right now. They're not hiring any extra developers to come work on this game. They don't have anything, going on in the store. They haven't put out any, massive updates for content to add into the game. They have done nothing to the game. So far, it has cost them nothing extra. And they have topped the charts for sales when it comes to this game for the previous year. Obviously, it came out during the year of 2021. So last year, it completely topped charts. It didn't beat Call of Duty. It usually never beats Call of Duty in the first place, but it came pretty darn close. And that was specifically off of pre-order sales. So EA made bank on this game. Again, I'm going to say it again. I understand that Battlefield 2042 had a god-awful launch for the community side of things. But to sit back and realistically look at it here, EA did not take any hits, any punches, nothing. They're perfectly fine right now, so they don't see any problems here. The only problem they see is that the game didn't live long enough to make them any extra money. So this is where it comes into a more positive side of things. Because we all know EA completely envies Activision's side when it comes to Call of Duty and their yearly releases of absolute garbage that make them bank, like I said, yearly. They envy that. They want that. But the thing that makes Call of Duty thrive on is the additional microtransaction sales that those games pull in. Not only do they top charts off of initial sales, but they top charts when it just simply comes to microtransactions and in-game purchases. EA wants that, and the only way they can do that is to make something compelling enough to, make people invest enough time into their game. So obviously, Battlefield 2042 was not that. They need to make something different. Now, of course, this might not be a thing. This might not be it. They're probably not even going to bother considering making a better Battlefield game. They might just stick to the same plan and just, make crappy garbage that they can, just bank in off of good advertisement. It's just an idea. But at the end of the day, I guess the point I'm trying to make here is that EA will not throw it in the trash. It made them money. It made them actually a crap ton of money, and it's probably one of their best sellers in their whole overall portfolio. Regardless if the game performed good or bad, they made bank. And yes, they ignored a lot of, points and statements in their earnings calls and stuff like that about Battlefield. They don't want to talk about it. I wouldn't want to talk about it either. But they don't care. Like I said, it's a silent moneymaker. They don't have to talk about it. They don't have to discuss it. They don't have to do anything regarding the bad form of the game. All they got to do is just cash in their check and then go live the rest of their rich lives. But to be honest, what I'm talking about here is a completely different side of the story. This is about, talking about if the franchise is going to live on, or if this game right here, Battlefield 2042, was the end and we'll never see a Battlefield game again. What about the side of will they be able to actually bring in a better game to the franchise? We know they're going to keep making them, but will they actually build upon the formula and actually listen to the community? Or will they continuously keep releasing crap, not putting any good updates in, and, cashing out on good advertisement? That's the real question there. And to be honest with you, once again, it's really hard because, Battlefield 2042 did me so freaking dirty. They did me so dirty, but I gotta be honest here. Part of me believes that DICE could potentially turn things around if they truly are passionate about what they want to create here. And I truly mean that. I mean, if they advertise anything revolving around specialists or no classes or anything of that sort, it's an instant L. Right there and then, we know that they're not going to do anything. But part of me wants to believe that they can do something because we've seen games like this happen in the past, like Hardline, for example, widely hated around the whole community. Even though I had a decent time with it myself personally, everybody despised that game. And I'll be honest, it didn't really feel like a Battlefield game, It was definitely a more goofy styled approach of making a Battlefield title. It was nothing like Battlefield 4, nothing like Battlefield 3, nothing like the Bad Companies. It's like Battlefield 2042, honestly. It was. When it comes to the backstory and all that stuff, even though I guess some people enjoy the campaign, I just saw it as a very, goofy styled Battlefield shooter. But after that game came Battlefield 1. Literally, probably one of the best Battlefield games. It's in my top 5, if not probably my top 3 favorite Battlefield games to ever be made. Probably top 3. I gotta say, it's that good. And it's a World War I shooter. I never thought one day in my life I would say that something that's not modern day or, near futuristic would be my favorite style of shooter. Besides World at War. World at War is literally the only styled game that's, around a older time period war that I love to death. Everything else is either modern day, maybe like Cold War time period, Battlefield 1 status and stuff like that. But it's always just modern day stuff. I don't care for old stuff. But Battlefield 1 nailed it. They killed it. And it had problems with content and stuff in the beginning, bugs and glitches and all that nonsense. But the atmosphere was just untouched. any other game in the world. Maybe some milsims, will, come close to it. But God, between the music, the screams, they put every last bit of money to work when it came to Battlefield 1 in a good way. And I gotta say, it worked out great for them. And that came after, like I said, Battlefield Hardline. One of the most disliked games out there. Now, the current spot that we're in here, it's been rough. We have a couple of games that are really bad here. We have Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 2042. So we have 2 titles instead of just 1 title that we struggled with. Because you got to think, we had Battlefield 3 before Hardline, we had Battlefield 4 before Hardline, we had some really solid titles there. Again, bugs, glitches, but the atmosphere, really solid. Battlefield fans love them. Now we're seeing a consistent negative decline, where instead of, making one little mistake, they're making more than one. And you got to think, Battlefield isn't COD. These release every 2 to 3 years. It's much more time in between. You can't mess it up that bad because it's going to be lasting for a while. You know what? You're just going to scrap it for a whole year? You're just going to say, okay, no content, no nothing, no updates, just bye-bye to the game. We'll see you guys in the next couple of years. No, it has to be at least semi-decent so people can enjoy it, and that hasn't been happening consistently. Battlefield 5, it got a little bit better near the end, but Battlefield 2042 is a complete flop. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. I truly think 2042 was a wake-up call because Battlefield 5, it had tons of issues, trust me, and the community complained, but when it came down to, the overall atmosphere of the game, we made it very clear what we wanted, and they changed it. You guys remember in the very first trailer, the woman with the, the massive robotic arm and all this crap on, it was just looking absolutely insane. The whole community voiced their opinion. They changed it. They took it out of the game, and they honestly made the atmosphere amazing. But the gameplay suffered because they made a lot of bad game decisions. Tons of them. I mean, shoot, they changed the time to kill massively, dramatically, in the middle of the cycle. Just in a blink of an eye. Once everybody got used to the game, they said, okay, all the guns are drastically changed now. Relearn the game. Like, it was just horrible. But they changed the atmosphere. Here we are with 2042. They're trying to push it again. And they did. They didn't even think about what the community wanted. They just went with it and forced it into the title. And now they're getting backlash like they'd never seen before. They got a little taste of it in the beginning of Battlefield 5, but they never actually went through with it to see what the community would do. And now they're seeing. Yeah, they made sales off of the pre-orders. But the game is done for. It's dead. Nobody wants to play it. Nobody wants to engage with that god-awful game. Social media hates the game. I mean, if you go on YouTube, Twitch, pretty much everybody's just simply roasting it. There's a very few amount of people who enjoy this title. And that hurts, especially knowing if you put a lot of time and effort into making this title as well. It flopped big time. I'm going to be honest. I think they're going to turn around and make something better. It's very risky to say here, but I don't think that we're going to be seeing another 2042. And again, like I said, all it takes is one trailer. That's it. The first trailer, and we're not going to get clickbait this time. We're not going to get finesse this time. We saw what they are capable of. We saw that they're able to make these games look absolutely outstanding, but when the full product comes out, they turn out like crap. So we know this now. We're not going to get fooled again. All we need is one simple trailer to see what it's all about, and I guarantee we'll be able to make up our minds if it's going to be a good game or if it's going to be a bad game. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, bonus, hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new, enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Also, want to chat with us, do so. I have Twitter and Discord, both in the down description. And also, if you want to catch me live streams of video games, over on Twitch, link that is in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.